Hold on to your boxing gloves, folks, because we're diving into one of the biggest scandals in the history of boxing. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, two of the most polarizing names in the sport, are under fire, and the accusations are juicier than a championship belt at stake, a leaked script, fan outrage, and lawsuits. The story is everything. So was a fight fake? Did Jake Paul and Mike Tyson just scam millions of fans? Let's break it down punch by punch and find out. Truth, it's also been reported that Jake Paul has been arrested due to the magnitude of this situation. The fact that hundreds of millions of people watch an alleged rigged event now puts boxing as a sport under the spotlight, which could have a detrimental effect moving forward. It was supposed to be the fight of the decade. Jake Paul, the social media sensation turned boxer, squaring off against Mike Tyson, a legend whose punches could still make grown men cry. Fans waited 6 months for this iconic showdown, and what did they get? Allegations of a scripted fight.
The Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight was leaked hours before the fight happened. Let me explain. With it being Jake Paul, a lot of people expected the fight to be rigged, basically to ensure that Jake wins. So this coming out literal hours before the fight didn't help at all, and it's very detailed. I'll move out of the way so you can pause it and have a read. As you can see, this is the entire script. Obviously, since this came out, a lot of people have been talking about it, but now after the fight happened, I think it's very fair to say that this wasn't real. Like, the first round is more or less true. In the first round, we did get glimpses of old Mike Tyson, and then it just kind of died down. The second round was probably also Tyson's round, which is basically what's implied in the script. Then Jake Paul just got confidence after the second round, which is exactly what it says in round 3. Bear in mind, in round 4, they said that a cut would appear on Tyson's left eye. I don't know how you can script a cut. It's like WWE or something, which this is very far from. And then obviously the fact that it only goes to 5 rounds as well. This fight was 8 rounds and it went the distance. It just doesn't make sense for this to be a real script for the fight. People are obviously just trying to stir the pot. And I mean, to be fair,
be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell. By doing this, you will never miss out on any future videos from the combat sports world. Yeah, you heard that right. Scripted, not planned, not strategy, but fully scripted. We're talking WWE level choreographed, round by round scripted. And trust me, the fans, they are not having it. So here's where things get wild just days after the fight. A supposedly script hit the internet, and it's as detailed as it gets. Round 1, Tyson starts strong with his old school bob, and we moves. Round 2, Jake Paul takes control, showing off his youth and energy. Round 3, Tyson gets stunned by a punch that looked more staged than an amateur theater performance, and by the end, both fighters cash in. Tyson walks away with $20 million. Jake Paul pockets a cool $40 million, and fans are left wondering if they just paid for bad Hollywood movie. Let me tell you, when this hit social media, it exploded faster than a Tyson uppercut. Fans were furious, demanding refunds, asking if they just paid to watch a soap opera. People were shouting that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson ruined boxing. Hashtags like Scriptgate and Fake Fight started trending. People were ready to riot, calling the whole thing definitely rigged, and saying that's just how boxing is nowadays, all for the money. There's a lot of money to be made fixing fights, with Paul expecting $40 million off this fight, while Tyson is expecting $20 million. Most agreed they'd hit the mat for that kind of cash. They better be paying Mike many millions to put Jake over, because that were crazy. And can you blame them? Tickets sold out, pay-per-view numbers through the roof. And don't even get started on the bets. People lost serious money thinking it was a legit fight. Now lawsuits are piling up faster than Jake Paul's TikTok followers. So let's rewind and break this fight down, shall we? Round 1, Mike Tyson comes out swinging, or maybe pretending to. His punches had the speed of dial-up internet. Jake Paul, on the other hand, was hopping around like he was in a TikTok dance-off. Suspicious, doesn't even begin to cover it. And we're just getting started. Round 2 rolls in, and Tyson lands a thunderous left hook. The crowd goes wild for about 5 seconds, and everyone realizes Tyson looks like he's boxing in slow motion, while Jake Paul is bouncing like a kid hyped up on sugar. And here's the kicker. By round 3, Jake lands a decent punch that stuns Tyson, but let's be honest, it looked more like a high school play than a heavyweight showdown. Tyson's trademark moves vanish. Jake Paul strutting like he just knocked out Muhammad Ali's ghost. Embarrassing, doesn't even cover it. And a few days ago, Jake Paul's manager Nikisa responded to all the claims that the fight was rigged, and evidently didn't seem too pleased, to say the least.
In terms of this fight specifically, I will say the following. It was sanctioned by the Athletic Commission, number 1. Number 2, our partners was Netflix, who's the biggest media company in America and is a public entity. Number 3, there was professional sports betting on the event. So, if you were to rig such competition, it is a federal crime. And myself, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, executives from Netflix would all be going to jail. And they would be risking their entire company, and we would be risking our entire lives to do that. It is preposterous that people even suggest that this was in any way anything other than a professional fight.
What are your honest thoughts on this situation? Do you believe the fight was actually rigged like so many fans are claiming? Or are people just upset that Mike Tyson didn't look as powerful as everyone hoped, and that he didn't knock Jake Paul out? Let's talk money, because that's where things really heat up. Jake Paul walked away with $40 million, while Mike Tyson earned a massive $20 million payday, and the fans, well, they were left with empty wallets, and even emptier hearts tickets were completely sold out. Pay-per-view numbers were off the charts, but the biggest losers might be the bettors. Millions were placed on this match, and now people are crying foul, claiming the whole thing was scripted from the start. Lawsuits are now flying in faster than Jake Paul's latest social media post. Fans are accusing both fighters of false advertising, saying they paid for a legitimate boxing match, not a choreographed spectacle. Some are even calling it fraud at its finest, which sounds harsh but might have some truth to it. Social media has completely erupted over this. Memes, rant, conspiracy theories, they're everywhere. One user said the fight was faker than reality TV. Another posted that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson just ruined boxing for good. And one of the most brutal takes was someone saying even WWE fans are laughing at this mess. And then there's a question of legacy. Mike Tyson, the icon, the legend, is now being accused of tarnishing everything he stood for just to collect a paycheck, while Jake Paul, who's always been a controversial figure, now faces accusations that he cares more about stacking cash than respecting the integrity of the sport. Still, not everyone is against him. Some fans argue that this was always about entertainment, and if you wanted pure, authentic boxing, maybe you should have been watching an amateur league instead. And honestly, they might have a point. So where do we go from here? The lawsuits will unfold, and maybe that leaked script will be proven real or fake. But one thing is certain: this scandal has changed the game of boxing forever. Will fans forgive Jake Paul and Mike Tyson? Will the sport recover its credibility? Or is this the beginning of the end for celebrity fights? Only time will tell, but no doubt fans will think twice before buying into the hype again. That's all for now. Be sure to subscribe to more videos from the combat sports world. And don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, see you in the next one.